What's going on, guys? Mickle here, and wow, how the narrative has turned in this Ripple SEC case. The SEC is being absolutely exposed by Ripple, as well as different third parties who have joined this fight and are fighting for justice in the crypto sphere. The SEC is now getting sued by a third-party organization, and you guys need to see this because this could be absolutely critical in the Ripple SEC case. The SEC has dug themselves into a massive hole of lies, and I do not believe they're going to be able to get out. Guys, if you're new to this channel or come here all the time, like this video down below and subscribe to my channel. It's going to help me out so much and help more people like you see this video. Guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you enjoy the content. Alrighty guys, before we get into the breaking news, I had to show you this meme I spun up today. It says, Gary Gensler, the rules are clear. The rules, and then shows this super confusing traffic sign, and just under it says, good luck. And as much of a joke as this is, it really is the current state of the crypto market. Different crypto CEOs, different members of government, as well as the own members of Gary Gensler's SEC are all saying out loud the rules are not clear, and in order for this industry to go forward and for regulation to make sense in the future, we need to make more clear rules. They're saying the rules currently look like this sign, and there's no way to run an efficient crypto industry when the rules don't make any sense to the players in the game. Yet Gary Gensler just sits there and says the rules are clear, and that's how you end up with a BS lawsuit against a company like Ripple who's just trying to do the right thing. They can't follow rules if the rules never existed, and they get changed every day depending on how the SEC feels or what different members of the SEC are getting paid off by different organizations, and we'll get into more of that right now. Guys, the crazy news that was released today is a third-party agency, Empower Oversight, sues the SEC for access to FOIA documents amid crypto conflict of interest concerns at the SEC. This is pretty wild, and before we get into exactly what they're asking for, I just want to point this out and why this is so big. For me, the reason this is so big is a lot of the complaining that we hear about the SEC really comes from people in the crypto community and people in the XRP community. And while they have very valid, and all of us have very valid concerns, it's so important that we see third-party agencies come in here and say, look, these people aren't biased just because they hold crypto. There is something bad going on at this agency, and we need to investigate it. This is validation that everything we're pulling up and finding isn't just coincidences or things we're just trying to make up and piece together connections. Third-party agencies are coming into this and saying, this is bad, these are conflicts of interest, and we want to investigate this. This is amazing validation that what we're digging up is true, and the SEC is making up regulation as it goes to try to bully these cryptocurrency industries, cryptocurrency companies into doing what they want. So let's jump right into exactly what they're asking for. And it says right here under the caption as a little brief description, former senior official William Hinman received millions of dollars in compensation from his former employer, Simpson Thrasher, while helping guide the SEC regulation of cryptocurrency. Hinman helped promote the Ethereum enterprise during his time at the SEC. What Empower is suing the SEC over is they want to get documents about how William Hinman was helping to create regulatory clarity for Ethereum while he was essentially being paid by the Ethereum Alliance. They are pointing out that there is a massive conflict of interest right here, and no doubt about it, this is a massive issue for the SEC in the current case against Ripple. We have already found on this channel that there is a massive string of lies relating to this exact issue. The SEC knows that if they admit that they did create clarity in Ethereum back in the day, in 2018, during the Bill Hinman speech, then every single crypto, including XRP, would likely to be able to meet the standards that they gave for Ethereum, and therefore would all not be securities. So what the SEC is trying to do now is just pretend like that didn't happen. And what Ripple knows is that if they can get the documents that prove that it was an SEC decision to make Ethereum not a security, the SEC is going to get exposed exposed for giving clarity to Ethereum and then trying to shut the door on XRP. Well, what we have right here is this third-party organization pointing out the motive behind why they tried to get Ethereum through the door, and it looks like it's because there was a former SEC official getting paid to do so. Guys, it does not get more corrupt than this, and it makes sense why the SEC is lying about this issue. They do not want this information to get out because it makes the lawsuit they have against Ripple seem even less valid, because when you have to lie about the different issues and when you go back and realize that there's actually corrupt members of government who were really formulating this lawsuit in the first place, it makes the whole case against Ripple lose a ton of validity and makes it all seem like a play to try to bring or try to essentially play the market by different paid off officials. This is an absolute mess for the SEC, and Empower is currently asking for 6 different documents from the SEC that have not been turned over. We do not know exactly what these documents are, but you can bet that I have already contacted them and gave them all the different evidence I have been presenting on Twitter to make sure that they have everything they need to go to the SEC and say, you need to give me these documents because you have been completely inconsistent with your message this entire time. You said Ethereum wasn't a security, and now a couple years later are trying to walk that back and act like it didn't happen. It doesn't make any sense, and you are lying about this entire thing because you know what you didn't make any sense, and you just don't want to lose all your power in this industry going forward. We know for a fact the SEC said Ethereum wasn't a security because under their own enforcement actions, they literally say the commission has publicly recognized Ethereum and its native currency Ether. See William Hinman, Director of Division Corporate Finance's speeches on digital assets. In this speech, he said Ethereum wasn't a security, and the SEC is directly saying, we agree with this speech, Ethereum's not a security. Then, later on this year, they go in the Ripple case and say there is no action that it took to say Bitcoin is not a security, Ethereum is not a security. Yes, you did. You just don't want it to be the case because you want to get away with this baseless lawsuit against Ripple, and you know the only way to do that is if this didn't happen, but the thing is it did, and now third-party agencies are going after the SEC to make sure they are held accountable for this lie. We also have, and this is new evidence further supporting that the SEC 100% did make a ruling on Ethereum, and it was that Ethereum was not a security. And we see right here, a former SEC commissioner actually said Hinman also indicated that the SEC staff does not view Ether as a security. So, a commissioner at the SEC, when he was there, literally said, from his impression of what was going on, and he worked at the agency, that Hinman said that Ethereum wasn't a security and was based on the views of the SEC staff. Guys, if the own people at the SEC believed Hinman's speech was announced based on the SEC, why would anyone else be expected to think differently? If the own people at the SEC are now confused about how the SEC could possibly say that this Hinman speech was not an SEC statement, then there is no way any other market participant would have thought that William and Hinman's speech was just his personal opinion. It is clear as day that it wasn't, and this whole entire thing was a ploy to get Ethereum through the door and then try to slam it on everyone else by acting like the Ethereum free pass never happened. I say this all the time, but they never accounted for us exposing this corruption because they just assumed we'd all forget about this and not dig up all this dirt, but they have left a trail of lies, and it is blatantly obvious what they are trying to do here. Guys, I would show you this video, but it's a little messy. This is essentially Charlie Gasparino explaining on Fox News everything I just told you. I'm not going to make you guys listen to it again as he tries to fumble through it, but the important thing to note here is that There are now a lot of parties closing in on the SEC. They are getting hit from all different sides and are fighting a losing battle against Ripple. They will be forced to give in, and I think Ripple has the complete upper hand right now. I think they have the SEC exactly where they want them, and if people like me and you can pick up what's going on in this case, let me tell you right now, whether this judge is being obvious or not, she knows what's going on, and she will expose the SEC when she has the chance, because it does not take a genius to realize the corruption that's happening here. We are digging up all the evidence, and we are on top of this. The last thing I want to show you, and everything I've showed you thus far is I have backed by evidence. We can see the documents. This is a little out there, but I thought you guys could see it anyway. This has to do with Jimmy Vale and his XRP buyback. He answered a bunch of questions on Twitter today, and up until now, I kind of thought this was just, I don't know, an attention grab, a marketing kind of thing. But he says right here, the proposal was precipitated by our belief that the federal government or the Federal Reserve was using their resources, example the SEC, commercial banks, to manipulate the XRP trading markets. Further, that the information would not have been widely known until most retail was divested of their XRP holdings. What he's saying is he believes the Federal Reserve has been using this lawsuit and different central banks to manipulate the XRP price down in order for the Federal Reserve and different government agencies to load up on XRP and get a larger stake in the network. I don't know how accurate this is. It seems like a lot of speculation to me, but it is super interesting because he is bringing a lot of super in-depth details. If you look through this Q&A, he seems like a really smart guy, and he seems like he knows what he's talking about. I think this is just something to watch right now. It's super interesting, and it does kind of make sense that this would all just be a manipulation tactic on the XRP lawsuit. On the XRP price. We know this lawsuit is complete BS and has no merit behind it. So if this entire thing was just the price of XRP, and they didn't care about the validity of the lawsuit, they just wanted to shake people out, that would make a lot of sense. Obviously, that's kind of a stretch to go on. It's a little conspiratorial. I just wanted to show you guys. I saw this tweet also supporting it, and some guy actually emailed the Federal Reserve. I believe it was Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia. And they said, thank you for contacting me via phone about your access to that guy's capital proposal, Federal Reserve entitled Buyback of XRP. I have been advised that such information on the proposal submitted to the Federal Reserve System is considered restricted information and can never be released to third party. If this is a real email, then I don't know. It really makes me think that there might be something to this. I don't have a lot of proof. This could be a fake email for all I know. Who knows? Something to watch. We'll know one day. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Make sure you do your part in fighting the SEC by going to my Twitter channel and retweeting the different information links I put out. It will help put pressure on the SEC and let them know that we are not giving up and we are going to fight them until we win. We know we're right. We know we are on the right side of history. Thank you guys so much for coming. For now, Mickle out.